Hey, what's up guys, Frynut Sky Gamer here, and welcome to part 3 of SKylanders Imaginators Sucks. SKylanders Imaginators Sucks part 3? What about part 1 and 2? You may be asking yourself right now. Well, you can find those over on my guest channel, Yourself Productions, who I would definitely recommend checking out. He makes actually really great content, so go check him out as soon as you're done watching this video.
In the past few videos, we've been making some arguments to why we think SKylanders Imaginators sucks.
So in this video, we've decided to take a look at other people's arguments to why they think that SKylanders Imaginators is actually the best game, or a really good game, and provide some counter arguments to their points. The videos we're going to be looking at are from Jap28 and Alpha Ambush, and I want to make it clear before we start the video that absolutely no hate to either of them. I actually absolutely love both of these guys. I would definitely recommend checking out both of them, even though Alpha Ambush doesn't post as much anymore. But Jap28 I would definitely recommend checking out. He makes almost daily content, and he's probably one of the best Skylanders YouTubers at the moment. So definitely, if you have the time, go check him out as well. He's actually a really great content creator.
Yeah, nothing against these guys. They're really great creators.
Yeah, so with that out of the way, let's get this video started.
On the board, let's start with number 10. Music! Yeah, the music is actually really good in SKylanders Imaginators. Now, there's no big orchestrative score or anything like that, but the music ramps up at the right moments, and the main theme is actually really catchy.
The music, it's honestly really lazy. The main theme is the only alright new thing, and even that is just okay. It's not even a tune that I would listen to outside of when I'm playing the game. All the other Skylanders games had great original scores, but Imaginators didn't have any original soundtrack. The only reason why the music for Skylanders Imaginators is alright is because they reused a lot of the old tracks from different games. And some of the new tunes aren't even copyrighted. It was just a bunch of stock music that they used, and a bunch of old tracks from the previous games.
Alright, let's go to number 9. Alright guys? Yeah, number 9 is minigames. I really enjoyed the minigames this time around. The lock puzzles were fun. You chase around a snail, you grind rails, there's jukebox challenges. There's a lot of minigames in this Skylander game, and they're actually enjoyable to do.
The minigames are fine, it's nothing that special. The lock puzzle is the only fun one, I guess you could say, but they're really oversimplified and way easier than they were in the previous installments. And the snail is so bland and dumb, and to top it all off, it just reminds you of one of the main flaws in the franchise in general, which is how slowly paced it is, and how slow your Skylanders are. I mean, for God's sake, your Skylanders can't even catch up to a freaking snail. Kill me! They get very repetitive with little to no point to them. Some of them serve to give you some different voices or Imaginite chests for your Skylanders, which would be fine if they were somewhat difficult, so that finally receiving that voice or that piece of gear would feel at least a little bit rewarding and give some sense of accomplishment. But with how easy these are, they might as well just hand you the Imaginite chest without annoying you with a dull, useless, and mind-numbingly easy minigames.
Fun! Yeah, the game is just pure fun. Yeah, now it's a typical Skylander hack and slash game, but they do a good job in every stage. Like 1 minute you're flying with dragon wings, the next time you're going down a raft on the water. There is enough stuff and different stuff that each stage feels different, and it is really fun to play.
Alright, fun. Honestly, this part is completely opinion-based. It's all depending on the player and what type of games they like. Some of the people could think that soccer is fun, and to some people it may be boring, but it's all completely up to the one person's opinion. It's all personal opinions. And this game doesn't really bring anything new to the table gameplay-wise. It's basically a downgrade from the previous Skylanders games. If you really want to have fun with Skylanders, any of the previous games bring way more to the table than Imaginators does, and overall have a lot more charm to them than this game does.
Of course, you will get some enjoyment out of playing Skylanders Imaginators, but overall, it just feels like a soulless take on the previous games.
Alright, let's do this. Alright, number 7 is adventure packs. Yeah, that's right. We've already gotten 3 adventure packs. Yeah, and they've all been pretty decent. Especially the Crash Bandicoot one. That one was awesome. And we're getting 2 more still to come that we know of. So I just think that is awesome. Keep the adventure packs coming. More levels, yeah.
I can definitely appreciate the fact that there are adventure packs this year. Most of them are meh. The Enchanted Elven Forest was really bland and boring in my opinion, and I didn't even finish it because of a bug that happened halfway through playing it. The only really good and really fun adventure pack in Skylanders Imaginators is Thumpin' Wumpa Islands, and I don't think that it's a coincidence that the best level in the game, Thumpin' Wumpa Islands, was mostly developed by Vicarious Visions. Never in that level do you ever feel bored or like you're doing something over and over again, like with all the other adventure packs. And the environment and overall look of this level feels really polished and alive. And the soundtrack is actually really good. All the other adventure packs were pretty much more of the same, and they're definitely not worth $30+ each, like $40 in Canada. To get all of them, you need to spend a total of $150 at least if you live in the US. If you live in Canada, that's even more. That's absolutely insane. That's more than twice the price of the original game for 5 more levels. Are you kidding me? That's way overpriced. Maybe $20 to $25 is alright, but $30 to $40, that's absolute insanity. But the fact that this game has adventure packs doesn't determine if the game is good or not, seeing as you have to pay extra money to unlock them, and you don't just get them with purchasing the game. And I overall feel like the adventure packs are treated very poorly, and they kind of tease you with them by putting them in the map, and when you try to enter the level, they're like, oops, you have to pay $30 more to enter this area.
Alright, let's move on to number 6. No reposes. Yeah, that's right. Don't get me wrong, I love Stealth Elf, Gil Grunt, Jet Vac, but come on now. How many characters do we need of these guys, you know? Yeah, and it's nice to see that they didn't make any reposes this year. That's a bonus.
Again, this doesn't necessarily make Imaginators good, since it's the gameplay that makes a game good and not the figures or lack of thereof. If anything, it doesn't determine if the game is good or not. Sure, the quality of the figures are nice, but that doesn't make a game great.
Alright, that brings me right into number 5. The characters. Yeah, that's right. The characters this year are awesome. They have wicked poses. I don't know what they did with the plastic, but the plastic's kind of bendable. And the paint job. The paint job is amazing. And I really do like the bases this year. I don't know. Everything they did with the characters this year is friggin' amazing, guys. Yeah. So the characters.
This, in my opinion, falls pretty much into the same category as the reposes, and there's no point in us repeating ourselves.
Alright, now let's move on to number 4, guys. We're getting there. Stay with me here. Number 4. The graphics. Yeah, the graphics in Skylander Imaginators is friggin' amazing, guys. Yeah, like, you can't compare it to like a Halo or Titanfall or a Call of Duty kind of game. But for like a family-friendly game, Skylanders Imaginators does an awesome job with the graphics. It's so colorful, bright, and the world seems so alive. Yeah, so the graphics are, I don't know, I think the best I've ever seen in a Skylander game.
The first thing that was found rather impressive about this game would have been the graphics. Sure, even though the game's main audience is for children, making it seem like graphics shouldn't really matter as much, you'd be proven wrong, as partially when referring to the graphics, what's being referred towards are the visually appealing colors that are represented in this game.
Alright, graphics. This has been a topic used by many to try to prove that a game is either good or bad. And obviously graphics don't determine if a game is good or not. You could have the best looking graphics, but that won't change your whole feeling towards a game. You wouldn't say that old games are bad just because they have bad graphics, because that would be stupid.
Usually I don't associate Mario with, like, murdering and, like, eating children, killing them, but this is what kind of memories that level brings out in me.
And the same way goes for good graphics, that they don't make a great game either. I mean, obviously, if you have like PS1 graphics in 2017, then yeah, that would change your feelings towards the game. But I mean, think of it like this. A movie could have the best type of special effects, it could look really nice, it could even be in Ultra 4K or whatever K it's going to be in eventually, but that doesn't mean it's a good movie. Basically like the Transformers franchise. Plus, the graphics in SKylanders Imaginators haven't changed much. If anything, they're actually worse compared to Superchargers and Swap Force, since those games had different engines, which in our opinion looked a lot better.
Okay, well, finally, we are at the top 3, guys. Yeah, the top 3 answers. Alright, let's check it out. Number 3, survey says packaging. Yeah, the packaging for the SKylanders Imaginator characters this year is amazing, guys. Not in a bubble, so the bubble won't fall off after time. It's in a box, and it is awesome. It's very colorful. They got a nice graphic on the top of the box. I think it's amazing, guys.
Again, this has nothing to do with making the actual game good. I mean, sure, it's definitely an improvement over the older packaging, but the way my Skylanders are packaged doesn't increase my enjoyment of the actual game.
Alright, let's move on to number 2. The 3D print. Yeah, that's right. That is an awesome item, guys. The t-shirt, the card is good, but the 3D print, to get a 3D printout of your created character, that is amazing, guys.
Alright, 3D printing. Honestly, I completely agree with this. 3D printing was really fun, and it added the awesome feeling of creating and actually getting your Skylander as a figure and made it playable in the game. It added a layer to the whole bring your Skylanders to life thing, seeing as you were actually bringing your Skylanders to life. For the game itself, it still doesn't make it any better. It doesn't make it any worse either. It's definitely something memorable for SKylanders Imaginators, and probably the best thing to come out of the game.
We are finally at number 1. Creating. Yes, creating and using your imagination to create Skylanders. That is probably the coolest part of the game. It is so special. Not a lot of games do this, and it is pretty in-depth. Like, I know a lot of people say, oh, there should be more heads or capes, long hair. Yeah, sure, you know, a robe would be nice and stuff like that, but it is pretty in-depth. I bet you 2 Skylander Imaginators in the world don't look nothing alike.
This is also something that I can strongly agree with, since it was a great aspect of the game. But the magic of the gimmick kind of disappears after you've made a few Imaginators, and there's nothing special that your Imaginators can do in the game. Nothing else is redeemable to make this game good, other than the gimmick. Swap Force or Spyro's Adventure have great gimmicks, but that's not the only reason why those games are good. Even if you played as a regular Skylander throughout all the games except for Imaginators, you'd see that, yeah, the gimmicks are cool, but the gameplay is the main part of what makes the game fun. But with SKylanders Imaginator, the gimmick doesn't redeem the gameplay from being extremely boring and bland.
The first negative that had been noticed with this game would have been the story, which, once again, there's a bit of doubt that the little children could even care about this in the slightest. What exactly the story was this year was that Chaos, the antagonist, and this Brain Man, never found out his real name, worked together to create the most powerful Doomlander to help them take down the Skylanders and rule over Skyland.
Oh my gosh, the story. The story being for kids is absolutely no excuse for it being terrible in any way. I can tell you that even when I was 10 and I started playing this game, or any Skylanders game, the story was also the main aspect of what I loved. It's like saying the Emoji Movie isn't bad just because it's aimed towards kids. All products should be judged fairly and not towards what audience they're aimed for. There's so many great movies and cartoons that are made for kids, and that have so much just effort and time and passion put into them, and they're actually good because of those things. So Skylanders Imaginators being for kids is absolutely, it's no excuse for it being terrible.
And if you want to see more about why we think the story's absolutely terrible, which trust me, it is, go check out the other video over on my friend Yourself's Productions channel. And that's pretty much going to be it for this video. Yourself, do you want to plug anything?
Do I want to what?
Do you want to plug anything?
What do you mean plug anything?
Plug anything. Do you want to advertise anything?
Oh, advertise anything?
Make sure to go
No.
subscribe to my
Wait.
channel
Let
at
me
United
say-
Skylanders America.
Hold on. Let me say. Oh yeah, and guys, also make sure to go check out Frynut SKylanders channel. He makes really good content, and also go check out my channel, like he said.
And also go check out Jap28 and Alpha Ambush because they're also really great as well. And yeah, make
And
sure to leave.
Stripper Camel.
And Jordan, shut the fuck up. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video. Enjoy yourselves.